And I knew it, of course, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, it's going to cut off and things of that nature. But for the most part, I'm just going to take a picture and put it up as the spread, you know what I'm saying? So, for the most part, I just pulled out the 5 of air, right, and the Q of fire. So, right now, I'm getting a lot of doubles right now for some reason. But I feel like it's just a lot of, like, this kind of energy going on in the sky. So, as far as what we need to criticize, how we feel about these thoughts that we're having. Say 5 deals with the emotions and feelings, but it also deals with, it also deals with movement. And so I feel like, we need to criticize how our thoughts around our feelings are moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, or how they're moving in tandem. Like, the image on here is of music, and so the music notes are moving on their own. So I kind of feel like it's a situation in which that's kind of what we're dealing with. It's like, how are your thoughts and your feelings kind of coinciding? How are they meshing together? How are they going together? And then Q being the queen of fire, and that represents a receiving grand support as well, from as far as fire. So there might be a situation, because this is what we need to criticize. Since it's what we need to criticize, it's a situation where we might be receiving a lot of it might be aggressive energy, you know what I'm saying? It might be a grand receiving of some aggressive energy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not always. This is like the part of the reading where it's talking about potential issues. It's talking about what could probably cause a problem. So how we feeling about our thoughts and different things that we're receiving as far as expressions. So certain people might be expressing themselves to us that it might not have nothing to do with us, you know what I'm saying? Or it might be in such a way that's aggressive and just, something that we don't really need going forward, something that's not like, something that gets in the way, or we might be receiving this or receiving certain imaginations and shit like that, and we need to organize these different things, or find better ways to organize what those expressions are, and things of that nature. And I went ahead and just pulled it. Like my phone died. It ended up dying, so I pulled the rest. And for the solution, I got the 2 of earth, and I got the 5 of fire. So I see this as the solution to this being on some level relating what it is that we, as far as stability, being able to relate stability, or so this is either with another person, more than likely, because it's dealing with the 2, or it could be within yourself, being able to relate, kind of go back and forth with yourself and move to a better space of practicality based upon you just knowing better from a previous example. But for the most part, I get the feeling like, like I was saying about this air in the sky, this is about relating. So on some level, it's about you and another individual, or allowing someone else to kind of, somebody to go back and forth with, and build new practicality based upon y'all exchanging points of views as far as what's real and what works and what doesn't. So I really get that energy from this 2 of earth. And then the 5 of fire being not being afraid to express yourself, so expressing this creativity, and it's an expression. It's like a Leo type energy, so it's that expression of that fire, but also making it relatable on a practical sense. So this, in a sense, I get the feeling like the answer is monetization, finding ways that you can monetize your creativity, or make it practical, or make it something that you can offer to another individual to help them gain stability. So, like, in some way, shape, or form, this might be you, if you're an artist, getting a manager, somebody that you can relate your creative vision to, and in turn they can exchange or relate different ways to be practical with how you practically see your lifestyle. So, or as a business, creating more practical solutions to market your products, aka your creative expression, or finding dynamic ways to get your name out there in your brand, expressing your brand, but still making it something that seems functional, so dropping some money on some really good visuals for a commercial. Holla at your boy, because I do that as well. I also edit videos for people, so let me know, but for real, shameless plug. But real talk, you know what I'm saying, finding way, you know what I'm saying, something high quality that you can be creative with, but also puts what you are offering as far as a service or product on a practical platter, you know what I'm saying, a platter where other people can see it, relate to it, and be like, oh, I can make sense out of this bet. And then the outcome ended up being the king of earth, and that is giving grant support in the form of earth. So in a term, like I said, it's about being able putting yourself in a position where now you could be somebody who is able to offer grant support to another individual or to yourself, you know what I'm saying, for your creative ideas in your business. Now you can offer yourself a grant support in the form of earth in order to make whatever it is that you do way more stable, way more solidified, make it make way more sense, and in turn you'll be able to go a lot further with your idea and imagination, as opposed to feeling like you can't, or feeling like you don't have enough resources and things of that nature. So we start off with this imagination and a few of these tools, but we need to make sure that we're paying attention to how we feel about our thoughts. So not getting too wrapped up in feeling about thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Because then we might end up receiving a lot of grand support energy, or receiving a lot of energy regarding fire that can essentially burn down what we're trying to build, that we have not yet built. You know what I'm saying? What's in our mind, and all that fire gets destructive, and fire and air, that should get chaotic real fast, and it can burn down a village real quick. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that before you even get to plant the crops. You know what I'm saying? So, but the solution to all that is just finding a way to relate that creative energy, that creative expression in a practical manner. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take control. You got to organize those thoughts and how you feel about them, as well as organize a lot of the grant support you are receiving as far as fire. So organizing your imaginations as well. And criticizing them. That's why I say, it's an immature energy. You need to sit with it for a little bit. Criticize some of these visions that you're receiving, because the spark is the gift that you got to value, right? And a little bit of practicality. But you got to maintain how you feel about those thoughts, and make sure you're organizing the creativity that you receive. You know what I'm saying? And other people might have creative suggestions that you need to organize as well. And that takes us into the solution, which is taking that practical energy that you might be sharing with another individual and the expression, and finding ways you can make that your expression way more relatable on that practical sense, by either listening to what their 2 cents was. And like I said, Venus is in Sagittarius, so they love and appreciate someone else's but not everybody, gotta have discernment. But for the most part, they might be saying something, a piece of something that you can utilize to actually, and if you've been planting the right seeds, you should be around the right people. Mercury retrograde should have got everybody who wasn't speaking your language out of your motherfucking circle. So it should be somebody around you who got some sense. And you could take their advice slightly. You know what I'm saying? All of our advice we got to take with a grain of salt. Even this, you know what I'm saying? Even me, I don't know shit about what you going through. I just know the energies and what I'm talking about and what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And like, we spiritual, so yeah, I might be able to hit something on the head, but and I appreciate y'all, when y'all jump in the comments and tell me that, because that makes me feel, what I'm saying, like, okay, cool, I'm not misleading nobody. But for the most part, you got to have your own mind, and you got to be able to come to your own conclusions and discern things for yourself, because your experience is your experience, period. With these readings, you should know by now. Take what resonate, leave what don't. Leave it. Don't even come to me with that, right? Because I'm not setting you on no path. This ain't no divination tool. I'm just talking about different energies going on. But for the most part, all of that will lead you to the solution, to be in a position where you can offer grant support, whether that's to yourself and your own imagination and dreams and business, or to somebody else. And that always ends up being a situation where you can utilize it to profit for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because essentially you help somebody else, they always gonna be in a position or they might not be in a position to help you, but you put yourself in a good rotation when it comes to the universe, aka you was in a certain energy where you were giving from the kindness of your heart, therefore you will be given onto from the kindness of someone else's heart. But yeah, hopefully all this was helpful. And like I said, this is just a full moon reading. I am going to still do a weekly business report. It's probably gonna come out Tuesday, And I also will have all of the ascendant signs, their house transit reading, as well as their business tarot card reading for the week. I will have that posted. I think what I'm gonna do for the full moon, I'm just gonna pull cards for the signs, and then I'm gonna do a regular weekly, as far as going through all those in the video form with the astrology and everything. I'm gonna post that shit this week as well on Patreon. So that'll be up on Patreon. Like I said, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday at the latest. So anyway, much love, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.